Hi guys, hi YouTubers, hi followers, ACS Corporate, Absolute Cyber Services, also known as IT Services, also known as IT Service Education, Cyber Services, LNITSA are proud to announce its relationship with Acronis has become even stronger. Now working with Acronis, we are proud to announce that the ACS Corporate Group and all other companies underneath private entities are now going to offer a data center backup service for all customers. What does this mean then? When you use the Acronis solution, it means that you have a choice where you can back up. It means you can back up to the cloud using the Acronis cloud. It means you could back up to a network share, which obviously local on the network. It means you could back up to an external site, say another work site, for example. And you can also back up to cyber infrastructure. Now, what that is where businesses or partners and vendors have dedicated servers where you could choose to back up your data to. This means obviously that you will pay monthly or yearly depending on the data and the size. Personally, it's recommended monthly because obviously data is constantly being backed up. That way it's easier to say, right, this is your monthly bill rather than this is a yearly bill. So the advantages, what are they? It means that what would happen when an outage? So there's a couple of ways you can go about recovery using with Acronis. If I have a virtual machine, you could recover it to another server and wait for that to complete. But what I personally recommend is to back it up to Acronis server infrastructure or a partner data center like ACS Corporate. We'll then fire up a virtual machine instantly for you. And then all the machines would still connect because it would still have the same IP address and information as whatever your servers have. And then from there, you can continue your daily tasks or repairing the server or rating the part. That way, it's not causing any downtime for your businesses. With regard to the educational sector, it's quite interesting one this because there are numerous ways of going about this. Some schools, especially in the UK, what would happen is they would like to recover the main information, say the skill sites that could be registrations, biometrics for the food in the canteen, registration systems, reception system, VoIP, and then that would be fired up with a virtual machine. But in the meantime, Acronis Cyber Infrastructure or a partner data center like ACS Corporate, you will then ask us or you would connect to your data center however you would like to do it. Personally, you would have access to your data anyway, so it's easy if you just started the recovery. You would enter in the destination IP address, the public IP, and you would then see what folders, what days, and however your infrastructure you've set it up to be. So, for example, it could be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday backup. You could then choose the day and the time, for example, 12 o'clock on Thursday, and then you could recover, say, the data share, whilst the virtual machine that has been spun up is keeping up your main infrastructure, whilst the cyber infrastructure or your partner's data center, MSP partner like myself, is where we would then recover the data for you onto another server or to a virtual machine. So that way you've got your systems back up and running, but in a way that your data is completely separate to your main systems, whereas before on site it might have been linked together. This way, if anything goes wrong, it's separating the issue. It's then giving the client or the server or the system and staff the correct time is needed to fix or to repair whatever is needed. In the meantime, you've had no downtime. It takes literally seconds to fire up a virtual machine. Less than 20 seconds is the last time I tested it. And it is a like for like. That way, you backed up, and every month we would usually send a bill saying this month you've transferred, say, a terabyte, and a terabyte could be, say, £100, for example. Obviously, that's just an example, but we'll go through pricing when you've given us estimations and your overall look and estimations of what you think you're going to do. Once you've given us that plan, we will then work with you and your teams to get that set up, configured, and met to your needs. We may also ask when a recovery is in place, would you need us to test the recovery? How many times? Would you need us to set up policies in place? If so, how many times? That will be an added service to testing if you want us to do it, but if you do it, obviously it is free. If we do it, we have the added benefits because we have a dedicated technical team behind us on behalf of Acronis that have got all accreditations. As you can see, we've got some awards behind, more are coming from different vendors. So if you do it, it would be free. But if we do it, we've got our technical team, our testing, our engineers. So if things do go on, we can do that. We can give you a monthly report saying, look, right, company A, we've tested it 4 times this week and there's been no issues. We can also actually create failovers. So if, for example, one virtual machine is up, say this is the skill with all the data, this is the skill with all of its registration, management systems up, that way they're separated. Say this server's been tested 4 times, but actually what we'll do is on the data survey, so that nothing goes wrong, is we'll create a failover. So if that data center goes down in, say, Bracknell in the United Kingdom, actually, let's put it to Devon in the United Kingdom. That way, it's not causing any issues in the meantime, and it will be one streamlined process. It will be cheaper moving to an MSP model rather than moving monthly, and on top of that, you are constantly up to date with the solutions and support because it is included in the monthly price, whereas the yearly price you're constantly having to renew the support, the pricing, and that is going to cost a lot more overheads. Moving to an MSP is the way to go. And with the new service from Acronis, with its cyber infrastructure, and ACS working with Acronis to create a data center, we are proud to announce that we are now able to give our clients an extra layer of protection, meeting all standards that Acronis have set. Acronis will rigorously test our data centers to make sure that they're up to the standard, as well as making sure that everything is in place, that all customer data is safe, and it will be notified if any issues are due to happen. But of course, we will let all customers know in advance if any changes were due to be made or if any maintenance. For example, the operating system may need an upgrade of cyber infrastructure. So, moving forward, we will offer this as a service to customers that are on Acronis, and we can also move forward and offer this to other customers as well. But it will mean that the other customers will have to transition to Acronis in order to take advantage of this service. Personally, it's an extra way to protect your data. I can understand that some customers are happy with what they use, but I think the extra layer of protection is really worth it because if something does go wrong with data, that's where you can't compromise, and that is where you really understand that actually we need that layer of protection, we need it fast. Acronis and ACS Corporate have had a relationship that's been growing year on year now for 4+ years. We are constantly in contact with Acronis, about testing, about making the products better, about even assisting with the support. Moving forward, the data center will be live by this Friday. It's in the process now of being tested. Once it's go live, we'll let all customers know and give relevant information when customers have requested access to it. But in order to request access, you have to be firstly an Acronis customer. Secondly, if you're not an Acronis customer, say you're with another backup solution, it means you would have to move away from that solution and come to the Acronis. Once that has been done, we can then give you access, but we need to understand your requirements, what you're ideally looking for in the solution. So, for example, when I was talking about recovering the virtual machines, there could be additional charges. For example, when additional virtual machines may be needed in such a way that we may be charged by Acronis, for example, if you need 2 quad-core processors, or it may depend on the RAM or how many drives are required, because obviously when it comes to the cloud, that is using a lot of storage and a lot of space, but at the same time you can't compromise on security and data. But we will make that crystal clear since day one of what is expected from I and Acronis as the MSP, and also moving forward what our promise is to you, and what happens if things go wrong, what happens when maintenance happens. You'll be constantly informed throughout the process. But once again, ACS Corporate and all other entity companies under that name are absolutely proud to announce its data center with Acronis. Thank you once again to Acronis and to the ongoing support from customers. If you require any further information, you're more than welcome to contact our team on the below link in the chat, and you are more than welcome to request webinars or further information on any products. If you've got any further questions or would like information on a product that has not been listed, please ask and we'll be able to tell you if we have that solution or if we will be able to meet your solution needs or not. We are available 24/7, 365 days a year. Thank you once again, and bye bye.